Now that we have understood the motion of charge carriers and the concept of drift current and drift velocity, we can take a look at what is Hall effect. Now for that, let's consider a p-type semiconductor bar. So we have a semiconductor bar and let's say it is p-type. Now in a p-type material, we know that the majority charge carriers are holes and they are positively charged particles. And in this semiconductor bar, let's define our axis. So we have our x-axis, that is the positive x-axis towards the bottom, and the positive y-axis towards the right hand side, and z-axis coming towards you. So in effect, you are looking at the top of a semiconductor bar. Now let's say we have a current along the x direction. So we have Ix, that is current along x direction. We know that the positive charges moves in the direction of current flow, that is the velocity associated with the positive charges, that is Vx, that is the drift velocity of the positively charged particle, that is holes, will be also along the same direction. So we have positive charged holes moving along the direction of current, so they are moving towards the x direction. So this is our initial case. Now let's see what happens when we apply a magnetic field that is perpendicular to the current flow, that is along the z direction. So we are applying a magnetic field that is perpendicular to the current flow. You may be familiar with this convention, that is the dot that points towards you means that it is coming out of the plane and towards you. So we have a magnetic field towards you. With this magnetic field, the charge carriers will experience a force and tend to accelerate towards the left hand side or along the minus y direction. But once these positive charges are displaced from its mean path, it will set up its own electric field in the opposite direction and counteract with the force experienced by the magnetic field. So at some displacement, they will find its equilibrium. Now we have the charge carriers which are flowing through the semiconductor bar but displaced slightly to the side. Since the positive charges are moved to the left, we have a positive charge at that end of the semiconductor and negative charge at the other end of the semiconductor. So this phenomenon we call it as the Hall effect. If we connect a voltmeter across these 2 points, you can see a positive voltage measured by our voltmeter. And this development of voltage, we call it as the Hall voltage. So we have Hall voltage developed across the semiconductor bar. Now let's mathematically analyze the Hall effect in p-type semiconductor, and then we will see what happens in the case of n-type semiconductor and how the Hall effect become really useful in calculating carrier concentration in semiconductor materials. So we have considered a current flow along the x direction, and we have said that the particle velocity, that means the charge carriers which are holes, are also moving along the same direction, where Vx is the drift velocity. So when we apply a magnetic field, what happens is that it will experience a force, that is this charged particle will experience a force. The force due to the magnetic field as Q into, that is the charge of a hole, into V cross B, that is the applied magnetic field. So this is the equation for the force experienced by a moving charge in a magnetic field. Moving because only if it has an associated velocity, we have a force. These particles, when they are moving with some drift velocity, it will experience a force. Here the drift velocity is along x direction and we have applied the magnetic field along z direction. So here we have drift velocity which is acting along x direction and the magnetic field which is acting along the z direction, and the charge is positive. So we have x cross z, that is the resultant of this force is acting along minus y direction. The magnetic field will try to push the charge carriers towards the minus y direction, that is along this direction. Now once it is displaced from the original position, an electric field is set. So we have a force due to magnetic field which is trying to push the charges towards the negative y-axis, and we have a force due to electric field which is trying to push the charge in the opposite direction. So they will find some equilibrium, and At that equilibrium, we have these two forces equal and a stable electric field is set across the material. This force is due to electric field. So we can write Q into the electric field, the setup electric field along the y direction equal to Q into Vx cross Bz. From this we can simply write Ey, that is the electric field generated across the material, as Vx cross Bz, where Vx is the drift velocity of the charge carriers, where Bz is the magnetic field intensity and Ey is the electric field intensity. Relationship is really important. So we will continue our derivation in the next page.